Artificial intelligence is arguably the most important technology of any lifetime, and businesses that don't employ it may suffer a disadvantage. Today, here on the Groundbreakers podcast, powered by Tech6 Africa Digital, we are focusing on AI and healthcare. I will be speaking to Tom Kinyanjui, who's the founder of Neural Labs Africa. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks.
And sit at home because you're the tech guy. I know they say tech guys don't speak much. You know, they're more the doers. But today we want to get those nuggets of wisdom.
I'll be happy to share.
Oh, thank you. So, for you, have you always been that tech guy who sorts people's phones, laptops, computers?
I would say yes, especially phones, when someone doesn't even know how to delete something, when something is messed up, and it's just a question of a little bit of patience and thinking, but they still don't want to be. They're so comfortable. They're like, let me just get someone to help. Sometimes it's annoying because in tech, you might be a software developer and you expect it to fix that one. So kind of some difference.
Right.
But people will not say it that way. Will say generally you can be able to do all things.
Then let's talk Neural Labs Africa. What exactly is it about? We just know there's artificial intelligence, there's healthcare.
At Neurolabs Africa, what we do is screen medical images for radiologists and hospitals in real time to identify common indicators of pneumonia, tuberculosis, and lung cancer. So simply what we do is help doctors get medical images faster. We empower the radiologists by offering a pre-screen and a subsequent report. So he or she spends as minimum time as possible reporting back a medical image. So, and we're able to do this by training an algorithm on how to identify common indicators of pneumonia, tuberculosis, and lung cancer for now. For now, we're also doing chest x-rays, or what they would call CXRs. But we were hoping in the near future, we would move to diverse medical imaging modalities like CTs, MRIs, ultrasounds. So what we do is help patients get lab results, and especially in the imaging, faster, or rather what a hospital would call the radiology department.
AI in healthcare, it has been known to even predict, diagnose. So, in terms of predicting, can it say there's a diagnosis here, cancer developing? Can it tell from the onset?
That one really depends on the application, but generally what AI does is like what a human being does. So artificial intelligence is a program that can think like us humans think. Uh, and now what makes it more unique is that it learns over time and it doesn't forget. Unlike us, as well as the more the data, the better the learning. It's like seeing a very experienced doctor.
Right.
He or she is able to pick out very unique conditions because of the experience. So what if we could give such level of experience to a new entry doctor, to uh, to everyone? That's the potential of AI. So in terms of predicting, so what it's able to do, it's able to predict early patterns. So it's since it's been learning over time and with diverse data, so it's able to see, for instance, if it's a cancer in an early stage, how it behaves. It's able to see in a later stage. Then it's able to use different images in terms of different types of people, different, there's a difference. So it's able to learn from diverse, I would say diverse data sets. So over time, it then starts to predict early enough patterns, something that was not intentionally being built to do that, but in the process, it's able to learn a lot more. So that's the potential It has the potential to predict patterns years and years before they can be visible on a human eye. So that's what we're looking for. And that's what we're looking at when we say the future of artificial intelligence in healthcare, specifically for our case.
Possibilities seem to be endless.
They seem to be endless, mind blowing, scary as well. Uh, but depends on how we accommodate and how we embrace the technology, because every time a new technology emerges, it triggers fear.
Change is constant, but it can be scary anyway.
Yes, yes. Remember, we saw this with computers, with the internet. So every time a new technology emerges, there is fear of loss of jobs. There is fear of it will take over the world. But the truth is, it will even make things better. So did computers and the internet. They created better quality life. And if this makes it any better, 60% of jobs available today were never heard of in the 1940s. And those that did are obsolete today. So that's the potential. And the truth is, AI will not take away your job. AI will make some jobs redundant, but it will create new jobs. So did the internet and computers. So it depends on how we respond to this technology.
Tech guys say it's not about getting humans out of jobs, but humanizing the digital experience.
It's also even also making you be a better person in terms of your specialties. For instance, I'll be able to remind a doctor, you need to check on this, you need to check on that, because there's a technology that is consistently updating him or her in case he or she forgets something. So that's the potential.
Talk to us about the journey to beginning the Neurolabs Africa.
To start Neurolabs Africa was as a result of pursuing data science out of passion, and I was able to interact with data on platforms like Kaggle, Zindi, and Omdena. And that's when I saw the potential of technology in the AI space, especially having growing up in Nairobi, where patients will take time before they get lab results, sometimes even weeks and days. And you can imagine if a disease like pneumonia can kill in less than 3 days in children, then longer wait times are definitely a death sentence. So I was able to innovate around it, especially after doing several challenges on Kaggle that were much related to medical imaging using AI. I was able to present that solution on an SDG hackathon, and we were able to win uh, the hackathon. And that's how we got funding to incorporate a company. And over time, we have also continued to raise more money to be able to build this stream.
What is your clientele specifically?
Slightly over a year ago, we started a clinical validation in partnership with UNICEF Innovation Fund. So UNICEF, and that's why we need to embrace the technology. So they have UNICEF Innovation that seeks to identify solutions worldwide, especially those that help children, because UNICEF is about making better lives for children. Joining UNICEF was game changing because we were able to now be guided by experts in the field on how to go about uh, implementation of a new technology, testing out of a new technology. So I would say from our users who are mostly radiologists, there was a mixed feeling. So you find someone who feel the technology might want to replace me. But what we do is we really try to show them how the technology is coming in to help them.
So would you say then that people are becoming more receptive?
Yes,
with,
yes,
with the knowledge that you impact as well?
yes. Immediately you start to show them the bigger picture, and you start to also need to be in sync with reality, because the technology is here to stay. We cannot wish AI away. It's about embracing new ways of doing things. It's about, after all, AI tools need human supervision, so they can only be as smart
Right.
as the data and the user.
What has been that one big challenge that you faced with the Neural Labs Africa?
The biggest challenge we have faced and made us also get a new product
Right.
was like we didn't know is access to data. So you'll find hospitals do not keep your data for long term simply because it's expensive to keep the data.
Okay.
It's not really expensive, but they don't have the empowerment to understand how they would keep the data.
Artificial intelligence, depends on the amount of data.
Yes, the more the data, the merrier. So what we did is we're able to come up with a new product that solves that. It's called we call it Neurosite PACS, Picture Archiving Communication System. That's a PACS. So it's able to keep data to an eternity.
Okay.
So we empower hospitals to keep this data because data will be the new oil, or is the new oil. So the more you keep the data, the better.
For businesses that are yet to embrace artificial intelligence, what's your take?
What they need to do is keep your data. Your data is artificial intelligence.
So
'Cause
that's the most vital.
that's the most vital thing.
Okay.
Keep your data. Because now data can reveal trends, can reveal a lot more.
And there are many people who want to embrace technology, but so technology could sometimes feel like this complicated area, but I want to employ it in perhaps in healthcare, like you, or in any other business. What would you say is the best point of to start?
When it comes to artificial intelligence, there are three types of artificial intelligence, and this is what people don't understand, or people tend to interrelate the same. So there is artificial narrow intelligence. So this is the most basic application of AI.
Right.
Think about predictive text. That's artificial narrow intelligence. Think about your Siri, your Alexa, your Google Maps. That's artificial intelligence. It's everywhere. Then there's artificial general intelligence. So this is the LLMs, large language models. Think about ChatGPT. Then finally, we have artificial superintelligence. This is what everyone is scared of. The artificial narrow intelligence, this is where we need to apply our skills, because it does the model, or rather, it's given a specific job and it doesn't do anything beyond that.
Many tech guys out there, they would want to get into healthcare or in any other business, they just employ the artificial intelligence. What is the first place to start?
When you're starting with AI, the first place to start is data cleaning. So you need to pick out your data.
It all starts there.
It all starts with
Data.
Yes. Pick out your data. Even before you start building models, understand your data.
And like many other businesses, people who are tuned in, watching, listening, the profitability part of it is what interests a lot of people because it's a business. So, is it a profitable venture?
It should be eventually, because every time as you're starting out something new, there is huge starting costs.
Right.
So you need to hire engineers, you need to prepare your data, you need to have a vision as well. It's very expensive to come up with a vision. You probably need strategic guys to help you come up with this vision. So it's expensive on the starting point, but eventually it becomes easier.
You're the future billionaires.
Yes. who I would say, yeah, we're more setting up ourselves up for the future.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the Groundbreakers podcast powered by Take6 Africa Digital. I'm your host, Nancy Nalima, and until next time, let's keep talking and engaging across all our social media platforms. Let's talk business. How do we start them? How do we get over challenges? And how do we make businesses profitable? Until next time,